Testsubjekt 1273, die Geisterbeschwörungszeremonie beginnt in Kürze. Labormitarbeiter. Bleib bis dahin ruhig und warte auf weitere Anweisungen. Ach so, oder wenn du alle Stinger sammeln willst und der Herrscher werden willst. Aber er hat doch scheinbar auch einen Crest, oder? So wie das jetzt ausgeschaut hat.
After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake.
Aber mir war schon klar, dass er auch in der Nähe ist, Mann. Ich meine, er war auch der Einzige ohne dieses Sklavending. Astralenergie-Aufwand fast abgeschlossen, Ausgabe stabil, stehe bereit. Und hat der scheinbar die Shionne vorher schon gekannt? Aber die Shionne wusste ja vor ihm auch nichts mehr, ne? Oh, da ist eine Mini-Rene. Papi ist in letzter Zeit nicht mehr nach Hause gekommen. Ja, so wollte ich ihn besuchen. Sie lassen mich nicht weiter vor. Das ist nicht fair. Ich hoffe, er ist mit der Arbeit bald fertig, damit ich ihn sehen kann. Das ist ein Däner, oder? Noch einer beißt ins Gras. Denk dran, 1273, du bist unsere einzige Erfolgsgeschichte. Lass auf keinen Fall zu, dass unsere harte Arbeit und Forschung umsonst war. Oder der ist eine Mischung aus Rena und Däner. Weil ich glaube ja langsam, die Rena haben die Däner über... Alter, Däner. Haben die überfallen, weil die halt irgendwie ein dänäisches Testbild als unser Herrscher. So eine Funktion erfüllt, ohne auseinanderzufallen wie die anderen, klar. Weil die scheinbar, ich vermute mal, irgendeinen Nachteil haben auf ihrem Planeten. Oder ihre Ressourcen ausgebeutet haben. Ich weiß nicht, wer auf die Idee kam, dich Herrscher zu nennen. Letztendlich bist du nicht mehr als ein Testsubjekt. Oh. Einzige Werte liegen in deiner körperlichen Eignung für die anstehende Aufgabe. Deine Gedanken und Gefühle sind irrelevant. Okay. Wenn ich mir die Statistiken so ansehe, scheint das biologische Geschlecht eines Subjekts fast keine Auswirkungen auf das Erfolg zu haben. Sind die beide dann vielleicht die Shionne Unterding Testsubjekte? Aber sie kennt sich ihre Kinder. Ne? Ach, du bist das 1273 oder soll ich sagen, Herrscher? Verstehst du, wie viel Zeit und Mühe wir investieren, um dich als unsere einzigen Erfolg zu erzeugen? Wir können nicht riskieren, dass du in dieser Phase durch eine Verletzung ausfällst. Alter, ohne die Rüstung schaut er halt so schlaksig aus und so wie so eine Bohnenstange, Mann. Das ist schon krass. Die Jungfer behält die Dinge unter Kontrolle. Acht du einfach darauf, während der Zeremonie nicht die Konzentration zu verlieren. Wenn du deine Heimat je wiedersehen willst, musst du hier gute Arbeit leisten, 1273. Heimat? Ach, warte, wenn er ein Testsubjekt war, ist er vielleicht doch mal ein Däner. Ach, fuck, Alter, das sehen wir jetzt dann schon. Ich war ehrlich gesagt ziemlich nervös. Wenn es mit dir nicht geklappt hätte, wer weiß, was wir getan hätten. Das ist schließlich das erste Mal, dass wir einen Herrscher und eine Jungfer für die Zeremonie beisammen haben. Zu sehen, wie du bisher geschafft hast, hat meine Ängste verstummen lassen. Also deswegen Jungfer, weil man sie nicht anfassen kann, oder was? Ist das das Testsubjekt? Wow, er sieht genauso aus wie wir. Das liegt vielleicht im Inneren ist er genauso unzivil wie der Rest von ihnen. Du hast hoffentlich meine Warnung vorher nicht vergessen. Das Testubjekt ist keinesfalls anfassen, richtig?
As usual, nobody wants to explain anything to me. They just threaten and harass me instead. What does everyone think I am? Some sort of talking pet? They're the ones that dragged me all the way up here in the first place.
Okay, er ist doch ein Däner.
Bastards. I shouldn't have bothered coming out. Might as well head back to my room.
Also nicht weiter Däner, hab Geduld und... Okay, er ist auf jeden Fall Däner. Aber er hat irgendeine Macht bekommen. Was ist da drin? Da darf ich auch nicht rein, oder? Das kann ja interessieren, diesen Raum zu betreten, kehrt auf deine Position zurück. Was ist das da hinten? Sind das Zuge? Ist das mein Zimmer? Hä? Es ist Zeit, Alphen. Es ist also endlich soweit, hä? Wir müssen unsere Bekleidung anlegen und uns dann am Übertragungsgerät treffen. Wenn das alles vorbei ist, kannst du endlich nach Hause zurückkehren. Darauf hoffe ich. Tut mir leid, dass ich dich in all das hineingezogen habe. Es ist nicht deine Schuld. Tun wir einfach, was wir tun müssen und bringen es hinter uns. Stimmt. Warte, ist es die Shionne? Also sie schaut genauso aus, aber...
I just wanted to go back. To Dahna. To my home.
Alphen.
Iori.
Alphen. Live for me.
No. Iori. No! Wait, please. Wait, What was that?
Kann denn niemand seinen Helm wiedergeben?
That... How long ago was that? That's right. Shionne. Oh, right. That's what pain felt like. So much for it all being a bad dream. Where am I? Where is everyone? I need to find them. Better start looking.
Fuck. Die Gruppe hat sich aufgelöst. Meisterkern des Windes. Na, so eine Scheiße. Ich meine, gut, dass wir meistens sowieso bloß mit dem normalen Schwert gekämpft haben, weil ich immer keinen Bock hatte auf die ganze Energie.
Iori. Shionne. Hi. Damn it.
Brustpanzer.
Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Devastation! Mirage! Pierce through!
Boah. Ist nicht geil, wenn man plötzlich seinen ganzen...
Rising Wyvern! Devastation! Time to let it rip. Here I come. Slash. Pierce through. Sonic thrust. Try harder. My turn. Swallow blade. Devastation. Hut. Hut. Slash. Hut. Hut.
Ich muss schauen, dass wir einen wegkriegen. Aber Alter, warum die Shionne? Das ist meine fucking Heilerin gewesen. Wow, das ist halt gar nichts, ne? Alter. Ich überlebe das halt nicht, wenn ich so weitermache.
Swallow blade. Slash. Pierce through. Sonic thrust. Rising wyvern. You're finished. Take this. Swallow blade. Sonic thrust. Swallow blade. Slash. Rising wyvern. Swallow blade. You're mine. You're finished. Here I come. Sonic thrust. Rising wyvern. Devastation. No escape. Here I come. Rising wyvern. Sonic thrust. Here I
Das
come.
wird ein bisschen langweilig, wenn der alleine kämpft. Also da bin ich froh, dass wenn die anderen dabei sind, weil dann ist wenigstens ganz eine Menge Action.
Eat dirt. Pierce through. Swallow blade. Devastation. You're mine. It's over. Pierce through. Rising wyvern. Devastation. You're mine. You're finished. Here I come. Pierce through. Slash. Rising wyvern.
Okay, besiegt. Nach einer Stunde oder so.
Alphen?
Rinwell.
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Thistleim. Kisara and La are already there.
Rinwell. Where are we?
Ganith Heros, Volron's realm. Remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shionne's close too, right?
Shionne? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
Also, stimmt, das haben wir schon lange nicht mehr gemacht. Rinwell, Rächer in Rente? Ah, ja. Heilige Lanze. Alles klar, rein damit. Schaden durch Bußschlag. Das ist ein Bußschlag. Schockwellenhiebe. Höhere Schaden bei Gegenangriff. Den du angreifenden Gegnern zufügst.
I think Huro senses an owl around here.
Die war wahrscheinlich in dem Moment, die Shionne war halt in dem Moment genau voll so geschockt, Alter, dass er sie plötzlich nicht mehr anfassen kann. Und mich würde es nicht wundern, wenn ganz Ding zerstört wurde. Ja, das heißen Rena. Rena, ja, glaub schon. Wir lassen euch mal aus. Ich kann nicht rennen. Nee, ich habe auch einen falschen Knopf. Sind das Erdbeeren? Tomaten.
Speaking of Thistlem, it's populated by Dahnans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Dahnan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zoogles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now, trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah.
And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right.
Da ist die dämliche Eule. Wie krieg ich die? Hä? Ich muss die von hier aus anschauen. Okay, dass das so weit weg sein könnte, hätte ich nicht gedacht.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
Ja, aber nicht ohne die anderen.
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Shionne.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegus.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dahna. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Dahnan?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almadria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the blazing sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the spirit channeling ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shionne. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shionne said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shionne I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shionne? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shionne Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dahna. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Sarah.
Listen. What you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shionne? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shionne too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Oh, Entschuldigung. Ich habe kurz schnell auf was anderes noch geschaut und so.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shionne's rescue? What do the others think?
Dass hier Motten sind. Hä? Achso, die tauchen immer wieder auf und dann wieder weg. Okay. Holy shit. Aber ich dachte schon, Lenniges wäre... Jetzt verstehe ich die ganze Scheiße. Oder den ganzen Käse. Gut, jetzt habe ich Scheiße auch schon gesagt, das kann ich auch lassen. Deswegen haben die Dinger erobert. Deswegen haben die Dahna erobert. Nicht, weil sie unbedingt da was machen wollten, sondern weil halt durch dieses Experiment, was schiefgelaufen ist, durch dieses Herrscher-Experiment wurde so viel von Lenniges zerstört, dass die Arbeiter brauchten und Materialien und was der Geier, was nicht alles. Deswegen haben sie das hier angegriffen. Um es wieder aufzubauen. Am Ende sind sie dann zwar da geblieben, so in der Richtung, ja, wir bauen weiter auf. Dafür sind wir. Ich sehe hier allerlei Bäume, die ich nicht kenne. Gibt es irgendeine Hoffnung, dass wir nach Mahak-Sa zurück können? Hä, wie seid ihr daher gekommen?
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Dahnan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Dahnan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
Kann man auch so sehen. Wo sind die anderen? Die sehe ich von da geartet. Ist die Rin? Well. Wo ist denn da Love? Hallo Love? Kein Love? Oh, ist eine Mieze. Oh. Was ist da drin? Bin ich da rausgekommen? Ich glaube, ich bin da rausgekommen. Ja, ich bin da rausgekommen. Nee, das ist ein anderes Gebiet, oder? Egal. Egal. Ja, komm, sprechen wir mit der Kisara. Die da steht und den Höhleneingang anschaut.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shionne needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis, anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dahna and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Dahnans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dahna. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting. To strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
Das ist eine sehr gute Frage. Momentan ist es doch Shionne. Ja, und für die Dahna. Das heißt dann, dass die Naori eine ganz entfernte Verwandte dann von der Shionne ist. Und ich jetzt da erstmal dahinter schwimme und mir das Zeug da hole. Das Einzige, was ich ja gerade ein bisschen kritisch gegenüberstehe, ist, dass er mit einer fucking Rüstung angeschwemmt worden ist, Alter. Normal säuft man in Rüstungen komplett ab.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shionne and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shionne, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shionne were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shionne must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Hey, ich hab noch einen, mit dem ich reden muss. Könnte ich einfach sagen, wir gehen jetzt weiter. Aber ich merke gerade, dass man könnte vielleicht ein Hintergrundgeräusch hören. Ich habe nämlich gerade gemerkt, draußen schüttet es wie Sau und mein Fenster ist gekippt. Also ganz kurzes Päuschen und dann geht's gleich weiter. So, jetzt aber. Hä? Sprich mit den Angriffen, löse das Rätsel und erlange das Instrument. Ha? Ach so, ja. Ich sehe schon, hä, was ist die zweite Quest? Schauen wir mal, was uns da drauf verklickert.
Are we gonna go rescue Shionne or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man, snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shionne.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shionne?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shionne's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shionne or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shionne. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Back to the inn, I guess.
Also gut. Das heißt jetzt auf Deutsch gesagt, wir ziehen hier ein und machen nichts mehr. Na, ich schmarre. Ich frage mich bloß, wie wir das jetzt machen wollen. Wahrscheinlich erweckt das sein Macht als Herrscher und haut den Typen dann weg oder so. Irgendwie sowas.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Den großen Verlassen haben sie wieder zurückgekehrt. Was ist das jetzt? Law, tollpatschige Ausnahmekämpfer. Ja, wow. Inferno-Schlag. Verstärkter Gegenangriff. Kampf. Serienbonus bei Erwachen. Erhöht kritischen Schaden. Super Spaltentanz. Inspiration. Gegenmenge eigener KP wieder her. Das sollten wir vielleicht machen. Der hat da habe ich es ausgegeben. Noch eine 25.000. K.O.-Schutz. Finde ich gut. Was ist das hier schon wieder? Zeitlimit bei Staberweiterung. Genesung. Okay, das wird zum Landen. Schaden bei Niederstreckung.
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right.
Wo müssen wir da hin? Da oben oder unten? Da oben?
We need to hurry.
Wollen wir nicht in der anderen Richtung? Wir werden alle sterben. Nee. Vielleicht.